No food, no money, hungry people and cows on the streets. This is what India is all about for many people in the West. So when the Ukraine-Russia conflict started, some of my well-wishers in Europe got very concerned. They told me to leave India immediately and come back to Europe, as according to them, in India, people may soon have no food to eat. They said that millions of Indians may suffer due to food insecurity or even die due to hunger because of the Ukraine-Russia conflict. Yes, in many ways, the situation may be challenging for the entire world, but so far, it seems that not only India is doing its best to secure itself, but is also rising to the occasion to save the global population from hunger or famine. Probably, many in the West have no idea that India is not only the world's pharmacy, but in many ways, India is also the world's farm. So, before you negatively stereotype India, consider this. The Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations has described India as the world's largest producer of milk and pulses. It adds that the country ranks as the second largest producer of rice, wheat, sugarcane, groundnuts, vegetables and fruits, and is also one of the leading producers of spices, fish, poultry, livestock and plantation crops. Now I will show you what the Indian government says. India is the largest producer in the world of milk, cashew nuts, coconuts, tea, ginger, turmeric, black pepper and coffee. It also has the world's largest cattle population. It is the second largest producer of wheat, rice, sugar, groundnuts and inland fish. India accounts for 10% of the world fruit production, with the first rank in the production of bananas and sapotas. So yes, I am not surprised to see that India is once again rising to the occasion and doing its best to fill the gap that is there in the global supply of agricultural products. As far as helping the world during this global shortage of wheat is concerned, it was reported that India has the potential to ship 12 million tons to the world market in just 1 year. Even during this ongoing crisis, when various countries were rushing to secure their interests and were busy procuring agricultural products, the world witnessed India donating wheat to Afghanistan, a country where millions are facing a famine-like situation. Yes, a gift of thousands of tons of wheat to the people of Afghanistan from India in February 2022. But this is not the first time India has done this. Read this. October 2017, commitment made by the government of India to supply 1.1 million tons of wheat for the people of Afghanistan on a grant basis. Yes, rulers from Afghanistan may have invaded or looted India in the past, but today India is rescuing or helping millions in Afghanistan through its generosity and kindness. India's help for Afghanistan during these times seems to be even more important, as in a very controversial decision, Biden decided to split $7 billion in frozen Afghan central bank assets between 9/11 victims' families and humanitarian aid in Afghanistan. This is how Claire Daly, member of the European Parliament, reacted to that. This money belongs to Afghans dealing with devastating US sanctions and the legacy of 20 years of brutal occupation, now being stolen by the United States, an act of international banditry. Even Sri Lanka, which at this very moment is facing a terrible economic crisis, India is rising to the occasion once again, helping Sri Lanka during these very challenging times. Of course, the world can see there is a clear difference between India and the West. India's act of seva and the West's conditional aid are completely different from each other. As far as the West's conditional aid is concerned, the world witnessed how in a very cruel and ruthless move, Lithuania, which is a member of the European Union, stepped back from its decision to donate COVID-19 vaccines to Bangladesh after it abstained during the United Nations General Assembly vote on condemning Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Yes, this is what the West's conditional aid looks like. We, Europeans, should not run away from this. Hi, I'm Karolina Goswami, and there is something that I would like to mention. Kuku FM describes itself as India's leading audiobook platform with over 1,000 hours of the content library. For example, consider this audiobook on the Kargil War. In a language that is easy to grasp, one can listen to a complicated subject like this almost anywhere. So, Kuku FM describes itself as a Made in India app, and my husband and I support the Made in India movement. Motivational content, educational content, content related to spirituality. There's a lot you can find on this app. The availability of various regional languages makes complex subjects very easy to understand, and it is a big plus point of this app. The annual subscription fee is just 399 rupees, but guess what? The first 250 users will get a 50% discount if they use the ID50 coupon code. So yes, please do consider this. Thank you. The world has also witnessed how during the coronavirus pandemic, rich Western nations were caught hoarding vaccines and how India was donating free vaccines to some of the world's poorest nations. The world should remember that. Yes, many rich Western nations which often preach morals and ethics to the world were busy hoarding vaccines. During that delicate situation, Dr. Ivar Mendes stated, "The truth is, 10 of the richest countries in the world have really hoarded about 80% of the vaccines." Not only that, Oxfam International revealed how Canada was among the biggest hoarders of COVID-19 vaccine pre-orders, with enough vaccines to vaccinate each Canadian 5 times. Yes, both Russia and Ukraine are big sources of various agricultural and other commodities, and it is in the world's interest that the conflict ends as soon as possible. But until then, it seems clear that India will continue to pursue the path of Dharma, helping the world's most needy population and others as much as it can. See you again.